We're gonna go back in time.
Okay.
We're gonna take the time machine to your past. Here we go. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, look at this. We're in Kenya. There's little Mercedes. She's running through the plains.
Chasing the goats. You see the goats?
Look at those goats. What was it like growing up? What were you like as a kid?
You know what? I was the crazy child in my family. My older sister was the craziest one, but I was the second craziest. So growing back in Africa, you know, you don't get to experience a lot. And I moved here when I was 11. Yeah, 11, so I had to do the math right.
Yeah.
So I moved here when I was 11, and I went back a few times after 15 years later, you know, living here. I went back to see where I grew up, and it was life-changing. I saw a lot of different things, and where I used to live and everything. And
describe it to us. What, like, because, you know, like people who've never been to Africa have a lot of different visions of what it's like. So what was it like where you were
I'm
born?
gonna make it clear this.
Okay, honey.
Okay, so you guys see this on TV where like, oh, you know what? People are starving in Africa and they show you this thing. All Africa's not like that. Let's be clear. All Africa's not like that. I'm from there. I grew up. It was a nice part where we grew up, and life is beautiful there. You know, the weather's beautiful. Never seen it snow till I moved to Minnesota, which was crazy.
That must have been a shock.
I was excited to see snow, but after that, I was like, I'm done. I just want to go back home because it's like 100 degrees every day, and we lived right by the river, or no, the beach. Not the river. It was the beach where we lived by, and every day we go there, and I never swam in there because I never trust the water. Because you never
Even
know
as
what's
a little
in the...
child in Africa,
Yes!
you wouldn't swim?
No, absolutely not. Because you know, your parents is telling you like, oh, there's alligators in there. And I'm like, oh, baby, we're not doing that. I do not want to see no alligator around me. I want to live. I don't want to die yet. So no alligators around me. So I'm going to go ahead and play with my goats and chase around the goats and take them for a walk.
I love the vision of you just walking the goats.
You know what? I love goats. Goats are so cute. I don't know if you've been around goats, but I grew up with goats. It's so cute. They had names, you know.
Do you remember some of the names of your goats?
Absolutely not. I don't, which is kind of sad, but till today, I love goats. Every time I see a goat, I'm like, oh. I'll go to the zoo and pet the goats.
I love it.
And my friends are like, Mercedes, get away from the goats. I'm like, what do you mean? We know what you're trying to do. You're trying to take that goat. I'm like, well, if the goat decides to come with me home, you know, he's more than welcome to come with me. We're going to put in the drag and get him to perform.
Oh, the drag goat, Mercedes. Everyone, please come to see Mercedes live, featuring drag goat. Oh, girl, the goat turned it. You see that goat? Oh, that goat was
She's gonna do the cartwheel. She's gonna do the display. She's gonna do the dead drop and all that crazy thing.
Oh, and if you sit in the goat's area of the dressing room, oh, she shows you major shade. She's like, man.
There you go.
Do it again, Lady Red. So at 11, you moved to the States.
Yes.
What kind of culture shock was that?
We moved it was like beginning of fall. So we moved from hot to cold. And it was from Kenya to Minnesota. And I was like, okay, where's the sun? Why is it cold? You know, and it was just so much different. Not speaking the language and had to start school right away to learn English, and it took some time. I was in classes and not understanding the teacher, it was hard. It was hard, you know, when you're not understanding what the teacher's saying and the kids around you are trying to talk to you and have a conversation, but you can't respond. So it just made me, you know, pull myself together and learn faster English. And English is not easy to learn, you guys. It's not. A little over 2 years to like start talking to people. Because I was so scared too. Like I didn't know if I was saying the words right or pronouncing right. So it was just like, oh, if I say it, they might think I'm crazy, or you know, or laugh at me. and like the opulence, you know. So
Little did you know,
yeah.
it would do so well for you later.
After years later.
Years later. Now, you are a gay drag queen. Those are things that are not very easily accepted by Muslim families.
Absolutely.
What was your coming out process to yourself and then to your family, if you're
Well,
even out to them now?
You know what? I left my family when I was 17. So I was in high school when I left my family. I knew I was different, you know, I knew the whole thing. And it was just like, you know, you lived here for like 6 years and now you know their language and you just want to be yourself. And I was just so tired, like hiding. I was like, I just want to be my own and see this whole American dream. And, you know, you're going to fall. You have to get up, pick yourself up, dust it off, keep going. Don't give up. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try it. It's going to be hard. It's going to be some bumps ahead of me, but I'm going to do it. And I left my family when I was in high school, stayed with a relative that we knew, and they were like, hey, you know what, you're welcome to stay with us. I stayed with them for a year and finished my high school, went to college, and some of my relatives were like, my family were like, you'll never be somebody, you're gonna be homeless, you're gonna, you know, and those were the words that like give me energy to like prove them wrong. Because my great-grandmother, rest in peace, she was like, you know what, nothing will be ever handed to you. You have to work hard, you know, you will be disowned, you know, you have to find a job, you have to do this, but don't ever expect someone to hand something to you.